chose an open house forum with breakout groups afterwards because you probably all have a question. I know I certainly had a lot of questions as well, how things are going. We've had a lot of site visits. Our team is here. They're going to introduce themselves. But hopefully you've seen the amount of effort that has been put on your problem. Your problem is not fun. Those that had to walk here tonight, not fun. Those that have had to walk and try to get their car out or wait for it, it's not fun. This is just a bit of taste, if you will, on the West Coast, what the East Coast has been dealing with, where they've had to move their homes out, and they had to move to another location with multi-billion dollars worth of investment to come yet. And it doesn't make it any easier or fun, but it has been an effort. We're going to talk about that. We're going to keep this to about 30 minutes. We've got several speakers. If you give them the opportunity to get through what they have to address, and they want to talk to you guys in the back. We've got breakout groups from MCCS, from our G4 thing. Like if you're trying to get a move, I saw on Facebook, someone's trying to figure out a move. We've got folks to discuss that with them right now, how to do that. We've got the military police, PMO over here. We've also got our G4 with other services they can offer back in the back. And we have certainly a lot of our leadership that is here as well. Brigadier General Calais and Sergeant Major Mesa on our left drove all the way down from Northern California to be here on time tonight from the TAD trip. And I'm also represented by Sergeant Major Callahan, the area command team, to my left. So we're going to go through a few slides. I'm going to keep it brief. See if I can work this. There we go. The purpose really is to inform you on where we're currently at with the sinkhole and Carnes Road, and to engage in all those organizations that we talked about. Our agenda, first of all, we're through command remarks. We'll go into a situation update with Commander Rang in the back, who's in charge of GF. We have our shuttle plan going to be discussed by our G4. We have a schools update. We'll give you as much information as we can, knowing that, we're a school district that makes decisions. And we try to keep informed by those decisions, just like you do as parents. And then we have the traffic control plan. Colonel Keene is here with his professional group to do that. And then the open house. So again, we'll try to keep this short and sweet. So the priorities that we set are, first of all, safety and security. We wanted to make sure that emergency services had vehicles first, be able to reach you in case there was an emergency. And then it was to services to residents. We wanted the power to work, medical to work, food and mail, and that all didn't work out perfectly. The mail didn't make it the days we thought it was going to. So we've been efforting that, and I think that happened today. Then school access, to get school back in session. That is a priority for us. And then restoration of two-way traffic. It's not just good about coming out. I know you want to get your cars back in, and I think we're getting pretty close to that. And then redundant access to Water Mountain. We can't depend on that one way. We saw how challenging that was. We need an alternate all-weather path, and I'm not sure the right flank that we're creating right now is the answer, but it is an answer, or the left flank through the schoolyard. We're doing everything we can to reach the residents and provide for them, as well as to reach the school and provide for them, knowing they have some different priorities. The representatives on hand will also have some legal folks in case you need to talk to them. And Lincoln Military Housing, Jill Dorflinger is here with her team as well to talk through that. So this is the leadership. We're going to stick around afterwards for questions as well. But I want to turn this over to the pros that have been working really hard for you. It's not just about this space. It's about what the Nest has been doing. If you've noticed, they have really stepped up to the plate from MWSS's 372 and 473 reservists coming out, as well as 7 PSP. So if you see those folks on site, please thank them for the bridging and road work they've been doing for you. And again, thanks for coming tonight. I want to keep this as short as possible. Captain Ray.
Good evening, everyone. Captain Russ Rang, Assistant Chief of Staff of Facilities for MCI West and Camp Pendleton. Good evening, and it's great to see all of you here. I have about 3 slides, and I'd like to tackle what happened and what we're going to do about it. And it's happening right now into the evening. So, remarkably, on Monday, as we experienced all those heavy rains, the picture is a telltale sign of what occurred. I'll use this one up top, but those rains caused a large, I'm going to call it a mini lake, that bordered the north side of Carnes Road. And due to a pipe, a drainage pipe, that either collapsed or clogged, would not allow the water to flow underneath the road and exit out into a gully on the south side of the road. So, as the water collected, the drainage did not occur, and the water created a huge amount of hydrostatic pressure, water pressure, and just ate away at that north side of the bank. And it was a levee, earthen dam, and the water, and that's when we had the first sinkhole that happened on Monday morning, mid-morning. And then as the day went on, the water was trying to find the path of least resistance and kept on chewing away. We had our second sinkhole about mid-afternoon. So we knew we had a problem, and what existed was a shell of asphalt. We knew we had to do something right away. Of course, closed the road and took action immediately. Okay, any questions on what occurred in the heavy rains and the road system? So typical construction, you have the earthen dam with drainage, and the drainage pipe was a steel pipe, and after decades of service, it corroded, it wore out, it collapsed, and that's why we had this situation. Refer to the picture on the right-hand side. So we have the main objective right there on Carnes Road. So that's the center punch. We have a left hook into the back of the school and the right hook that's on the south side of Carnes, if you're into boxing. So our effort is a 1, 2, 3 punch. Is as of today we have access into the back of the school through that single lane road with Moby Mat that goes to the connection of a maintenance road behind the school. That's the left hook, completed today. And then as you go back home, you're going to take notice there's a night operation. Engineering Support Battalion is knocking it out on the right-hand side along with FMD to put a single lane road on the right hook. Okay? So to get rid of that water, we had to use a huge pump, courtesy of Water Resources Division. And after many hours on the first day into the second day, we removed about 240,000 gallons of water. Now that's an engineering estimate, but that equals a slightly large pond with a lot of water pressure behind that earthen dam. So we had to get rid of the water to remove any other leakage through the dam. And then the bridge Marines showed up from 7th ESB. Now I thought CVs can do. You know the history of CVs? Now I know Marines can do even more so. So they worked through the night on Monday up to about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning in place of the bridge. And it has a huge capacity. Of course, it's a tactical expeditionary bridge, and that allowed emergency vehicle access into the neighborhood. As mentioned, that left hook provides school access on foot, and also that left-hand hook provides emergency vehicles to go through that access if need be. So the contractor who's working as of today was notified on Monday. Tuesday morning they showed up on site for reconnaissance, and in earnest they worked a full day today with excavation, and as of close of business they have pea gravel backfilled and ready to place a steel plate over the left-hand side of the bridge if you're looking toward the school. Any questions on the construction so far? Grab it. So what's next? The left-hand hook is complete as of today. The bridge operation, which is the main priority of effort to get it back to normalcy, we expect as close of business tomorrow that we would have a single lane open on the existing roadway of Carnes. That will be on the left-hand side if you're looking into the school. That would allow 7th ESB to remove their expeditionary medium girder bridge, and the contractor could jump over to the other side and do the complete construction of the road, including a culvert system, to make sure the water goes where it needs to. They would finish the operation. The contract right now has about 40 hours of construction work, about 2 weeks to complete the entire project. But to reinforce, it will be as of tomorrow, Thursday, that we would allow one-lane traffic if all goes well. Initially, it'll be one lane, and we'll have to work with PMO to find out what makes sense on, is it in, is it out, or both ways.
And PMO's going to cover that later.
And then you have the right-hand hook being worked today. That will be in place for the duration in the event that we ran into a situation like this in the future. We'll have a semi-permanent road providing access. So there are some of the stats on the right-hand hook. It's a larger road, 20 feet wide. For safety's sake, it would be single-lane road. So we don't want to jeopardize any POVs to go off the curb, get stuck in the, as you know, the mud in that area. And the main road will be finished in the very near future. Any questions for the construction of what we've done so far this past week?
Hey, Russ, can you go back to your first slide?
Sure.
I think it's worth talking about here real quick. As we look at near-term options for access, I think everybody in this room would agree that it's pretty unacceptable to have one road in and out of this and not an alternate, not even an alternate, a secondary access point back of the housing area that would lead out. There's a lot of different ways that this path can get cut off in the future, whether it's rain, fire, or something else. We've taken that on and maybe look at that as more of a medium long-term project. There's unimproved roads and improved roads behind the area. They were not passable, this kind of four-wheel drive vehicle. This week, which is why we're not consistent access to that. We are going to have it.
This is the footpath that everyone was using this week. We're going to turn that into a one-lane road. So we're going to address that. PMO, Colonel Keene, we have a plan for traffic. The best way we have right now, because there's so much construction going on in the area, the safest plan, we need to get confirmation through the school, is the left-hand hook, is this walkway path that goes to the back of the school. That would...
Ma'am, you're talking about when it's all said and done, you'll walk your kids to school?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not going to be a vehicle road, that'll still be a walking path, as long as the main road's open.
But until the main road is open,
We're going to have walking paths and vehicle paths at all
okay.
times.
That's all I wanted to make
Yes.
sure, because I figured the traffic was going to be more intense, so I can switch the road and walk around here.
Correct, you're going to have the option to walk or drive, you're not going to be forced to drive.
Okay.
Those are some great questions. We're going to, again, I just want to remind everyone, we're all going to be in the back, sticking around for all the individual questions that you may have about certain areas. And I certainly appreciate it. I know that for time, some of y'all want to get to dinner too, so we're trying to stick within the 30 minutes.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's a great question.
Okay, thank you. Next will be logistics. Captain.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Captain Guzman. I'm the Deputy Operations Officer for G4. I will be briefing you on the shuttle plan as well as the timelines for the shuttle. So our plan is starting tomorrow. We will start our shuttle service. We have two routes we call near side and far side. The near side will be this side here on the south side of the sinkhole, and the far side will be the one north side of the sinkhole where you guys live at. So disregard the 06 there, it's actually 05. So peak hours from 05 to 08 and at 1600 to 1900, we'll have on the near side, which is this side, we'll have 44 passenger bus going around. So expect it roughly about 15 minutes, a bus will pass by on the designated parking spots and your housing area to bring you to wherever you park. So non-peak hours will be 08 until 1600 and then 1900 to midnight. All right, and that will be during work days. It will run continuously. It will stop at designated stops for about a minute or two. If there's no one there, the swerve driver will push on. Okay, so we can keep the buses on schedule. On the weekends, we're going to reduce the shuttle service to 2 buses all day from 06 to 2400. We can adjust that later on if we see that we need more people to move around the base. The stops that we have considered to drop off people is starting where you live at the corner of Carnes and War Mountain Road. Then we're going to move clockwise here. Then the War Mountain Mini Mart. After that, the Pacific View Event Center. And then the commissary parking lot and the main exchange parking lot. The reason why we're going clockwise is because of traffic. It's easier to make that right turn instead of left turn. That left helps the bus move around faster for you guys. Does anyone have any questions so far before I move on to the next slide? Yes, sir.
Sir, the far side route.
We are near side. We'll talk about the far side after this. Anyone have any question on this slide? Yes, sir.
Sir, with the near side, so you're saying that it will come up like it's going towards the school and make a left, or will it come?
Yeah, it's going towards the school. Then on that intersection of War Mountain and Carnes, it's going to make a right turn.
Okay, so it's coming from Pendleton.
Yes. So it's going to go clockwise.
But like today, as I was walking here, there was 2 shuttle buses back to back, no one on them. They were seconds apart. They in seconds.
Yes, sir. We have 4 buses running right now. So, I can talk to space it out.
And I do want y'all to talk afterwards. Will you fully address what that happened to you afterwards so they can sequence it better?
Yes,
I think
sir.
you got some great suggestions.
Yes, sir. We pass the word, but sometimes the lower guys don't get it. But I try to show up in the morning just to refresh the driver's memory that this is the route we're taking, this is what we're doing. And I'll continue to do that every day until we get it done. All right. Any questions before I move on? No? There you go. All right, so the far side, which is where you live right now. All right, what we have planned, we're going to put 4 vans on your, as you were, 3 vans on your side. Okay, and it's going to stop at the Santa Margarita Elementary School, then the clubhouse, and then in the middle, in the corner of intersection of Columbine Street and Boswood Road, the Amarula Street and Collinwood Road, and then Begonia Street and Collinwood Lane. So every street will get hit. It's going to stop in the middle of the street to allow everyone to hop in. Okay. So again, peak hours is from 06 to 05 to 08. Forget about 06. From 05 to 08 and 1600 to 1900. 3 vans. The non-peak hours still the same. 08 to 1600 and 1900 to midnight. Any question on this slide? Yes, ma'am.
One correction, it's not boxwood, it's boxwood.
Boxwood. Okay.
There's confusion on that.
Yes. All right. There's only 3 roads in that neighborhood, so. All right. I will update my map and give it to the surf drivers. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Sir, I have some things that wanted me to bring up about issues with those that work at night. Some of them are having a hard time. I got some neighbors that work at school, and so they're not peak hours, they don't even have
Okay, thank you for bringing that up, sir. Then I'm gonna have to adjust my time. Then we might have to. We're gonna have to switch it 24 hours. Then, yes. And
Is there any possibility that 24 hours could almost happen?
yes. Okay. Well, if you have any questions, please hold off until the end. I'll be over there, and I can answer your questions. All right. Thank you. And the next one is the school.
I'm going to handle that. We invited the school to come, and I'm going to cover some of the top level stuff that we understand from the school district, Oceanside School District. They have posted, and they're going to reassess every single day when they're going to be able to open up the school. They've decided, of course, not to open up tomorrow, and we're going to have to wait. They have a notification system. You're all aware of it, and they notify you when they're ready to open up the school. As you can tell, we're doing everything we possibly can to get that school open, right? So you can send your kids to school. And we're going to continue to effort that and bring the folks out so they can reassess, like the superintendent did today. But we're going to continue to engage with our G7 and the school so they can make that decision to inform you as parents when the next school day will be. Unfortunately, that's all I know about the school. It's up to them, and we're doing everything we can, again, to make that happen for you as parents, if you're not just residents, but also parents of the area. Okay. Jones.
Good evening. My name is Tom Jones. I'm the Deputy Chief of SES Battalion. I'm going to talk on PMO and fire. Just to reassure everybody, we can get police cars, paramedics, and brush trucks back to your neighborhood, so we can respond to any emergency call for service that hopefully doesn't occur, but if it does occur, we can respond to it. So rest assured, the only thing we can't get across right now is the typical fire engine, but the brush truck will provide all the same services. The traffic control, as soon as we get back to one lane, it's our intention to not have hours, but rather like a construction zone that you go through. We'll stop traffic at one side, get as many cars as we can through. Once we've gotten the bulk of them through, we'll get the other side through. So we're not looking to have it set hours. The only thing I will caution everyone about it, as you know, if you live in that neighborhood, is the school hours. Between 07 and 08:30, you have an influx with school traffic, and then again at 14:30 to 15:30 with parents picking up their students, their children. So just, if you can, if your schedule allows, plan accordingly. We didn't have this, obviously, just like everyone in the room, nobody planned this week to have this occur. But we're adjusted and we're adapted to. We have moved a number of our personnel from the gates over to work this area. And so if you've noticed the last few weeks, the last few months, we've had 2 sentries at each lane, getting everyone in the morning. Those people are now going to be over, so if you experience a little bit of a delay at the gates, please be patient. Our MPs and police officers are working this issue right now, but we'll be back to the gates as soon as we can. So myself and the traffic lieutenant will be over there, and we'll field any questions that you have. Thank you.
Okay, we promise to try to be as brief as possible. Understand, it's about 32 minutes. We try to be close to it. We're going to go and break up into all these breakout groups. As you see, GS, so facilities, when is the bridge, Captain Ring going to be complete? What are the different